we don't even know about. I mean, you have come through here before, you've played here before. Did you make sort of a mental note of the surroundings? Or?
I remember the first time I played here. I played at UBC I was opening up for the Beach Boys, and I'd never been to this part of the continent. And I said, where the heck am I? This is incredible. And we had been on tour with the Beach Boys, I don't know, 2 years, and we were kind of stealing the show after a while. Because Beach Boys, you know, some nights are great, some nights they were tired. That particular night we were like on, and everything just clicked. And I said, this is a great place. And every time we came back here, I would always make sure that we had at least a day or two off in Vancouver every time we come to this town. And I just love it. I come back and I rave to people. It's this place called Vancouver. You never hear about it in New York. It's like real low key. Up until recently when they started doing all this TV and movie production stuff. And even, you know, when I got married to Christy, I said, you got to go to this town, Vancouver, with me. You got to go, yeah, sure, Vancouver, yeah, right. I mean, and I'd been through here on the road since we'd been together. I said, come on up to Vancouver, I'm going to play Vancouver. No, I can't, I got to do this, I got to do that. Then she sees this movie, Cousins, I think it was, with Ted Danson, which was filmed in BC. Yeah. And she's looking at the movie, she's going, oh, where's that? It's beautiful. I said, British Columbia. She goes, oh, that's where Vancouver is. Yeah, that's what I've been telling you about. Oh, we got to go, let's move there, you know. So, unfortunately, I'm packing, she's packing our apartment right now, I'm moving. Sting bought my apartment. Thank you, Sting. In Manhattan, and he's moving in, and we're going to move out. So she's there doing all the inventory and stuff. And she was originally going to come, but we may come back. Yeah. And hopefully she'll come, you know, in 2 weeks or so when we come back.
What is it? Is it good for the heart? Good for the soul?
It's good for the soul. It's good for the mind. It's good for the heart. It's good for the eyes. I mean, the scenery's beautiful. The air smells good. The architecture is nice. The people are great. There's great food. You can get out of town real easy. You can be in town if you want. It's just it's a different kind of place. It's its own thing. I sound like a city booster here. I love this city. And you know, I've gone to cities and people go, well, what do you think of our town? Now, part of me's going, what do you think I'm going to say? I hate it, you know? And of course I'm going to say, oh yeah, it's nice here. But I've been to places that I didn't like, and I said, oh, it's great, you know, just so that I didn't hurt anybody's feelings. But I love it here.
If everybody starts coming here, then it won't be Vancouver anymore. Huh? We can't keep people out.
Hey, that's your problem.
Yeah, I know.
No, I mean, I've said at the end of concerts, hey, don't let them screw this city up. You know, you got a great thing here. Don't let them mess it up. You know, I wouldn't want to be one of those transients, show business transients who shows up and, you know, hey, live part of the time. When I live somewhere, I'm going to live somewhere. Right now, I live on the east end of Long Island, near the ocean, because I'm an ocean guy. I'm a fisherman and all that stuff. But this, I was saying before, this is my idea. We're thinking about, you know, U2 rents a castle to record. Okay. Julian Lennon leases a chateau to record. The Stones go to Montserrat. Everybody does all this rock star stuff when they're recording. And I always record in New York, you know. It's like a factory. Here's the studio, got material, okay, let's go in, okay, play the record, okay, fine, done. And I said, why don't we do something different? And first it was Paris, that came up, and then Barbados came. I said, I want to go to Vancouver. Everybody's looking at me like, where? I said, Vancouver. Why? Why do you want to go to Vancouver? I said, I like it there. I want to get out of New York. I want to go to Vancouver. And then I got here, everybody was like giving me five. Hey, good move. All right, this is a good move. Now I feel like, ha ha ha. You know, I told you.
Now the studios are jammed. We got Aerosmith and all this stuff. So you ended up at Brian's place.
Yeah, Mick knew Brian because Brian had done some touring with him, and called him up, said, "What's going on with studios?" And we found out there's a lock on studios with a couple of bands. Yeah. And then Brian said, "Why don't you use my place?" So we went, "What? You know, what place?" He said, "I got a studio in my house." So we said, "Oh, great, let's check it out." I've got to do vocals. It's the point of the album where I usually do most of the vocals on the basic track takes. That's early on in the album. 70 to 80% of the vocals that you hear on my records are all done live with the basic track. But this time, we had a little more difficulty. We took a little bit longer to do the tracks, and I've had to do a lot of overdub vocals. And I don't feel comfortable just singing, just without a piano. I feel silly just standing. I don't know what to do with my hands. Everybody's looking at me. I just feel weird. But this was a real comfortable place to do it. We're getting a lot done, and we're knocking them out. First
album in many, many, many years without Phil Ramone.
Yeah, Phil's done all my albums since '77.
So this was a different project just in the fact that you had somebody else on the other side of the glass.
Yeah, actually, a lot of the production with Phil was always co-production, but It was called Phil Ramone, produced
Sure.
by Phil Ramone. And I knew this album, I wanted to work with somebody different. Not that I wasn't happy with Phil, I just wanted to do something different. And it was going to be a co-production. It's like, who do I think I can work with? And I spoke with Eddie Van Halen, talked to people about Mutt Lange. The funny thing was, Mick Jones' name kept coming up. Like, Mick had worked with all these different people. I said, why don't I just talk to Mick? I'd met him. He lives out in the East End of Long Island, too, where I live. I see him in New York all the time. We have friends in common. I called him, I said, you want to do something? He says, yeah. We got together, we found it, we hit it off.
Yeah.
And he's a songwriter, like myself. He's a musician like myself. We have a lot in common. We also see things differently. I think the 180 degrees we are from each other doubled makes 360. So we've got a complete thing going. It's been really a lot of fun. The main point of making this album was I just wanted to have fun, because it shows on a record when you're having a good time.
The fact that you were looking at Eddie, or at least considering getting Mutt and the rest of them, and Mick, all of them are known for having an edge to their own music as well. Does that indicate what this album's going to be like?
Well, I was looking for partially that. I've always gone at albums from a band approach. I always like having a feeling like I'm a band. And I'm with other musicians, we're a band when we go in. I just happen to sing and write the songs. But I wanted to work with somebody who was more band-oriented this time. And that's why I spoke with Eddie, and I spoke with a couple of other people. Timing didn't work out for these other people until I ran into Mick. And I said, hey, great, and his timing worked out to be just right.
Good. Any other projects we can watch from you, things that are in the works or already been done, any soundtrack, stuff like that?
No.
How long have they been trying to get you into movies? For years. They've been throwing scripts at you. Do you think you'll ever do that?
How do you know about that?
I just do.
They send scripts to me. I don't know why. I mean, I don't think I'm photogenic. You notice I can't look at the camera. It's just like my wife. She's great with the camera. I see pictures of me. I always look like this.
But for example, look at Pressure, the video. I thought that you really came into your own there.
Well, I think I had a good director. I mean, any successful videos I've had, I have to credit, luck with the director and a good crew, and because I'm like notoriously camera shy, and to get me to do things is really tough. I'm just camera shy. But Russell Mulcahy is a brilliant director. He's crazy.
Your life is good?
Yeah.
You're a lucky guy.
Very lucky. Yeah, I'm a real lucky guy. I get to come here on my job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not a convention.
You don't have to wear a hat. It's finer.
I don't have to hang out and hear business speeches. I mean, I had a great gig. It's a great gig. Yeah.
So when does this come out?
Well, I was hoping to be able to hand the record in at the end of June. We may go into July at this point, but we're not that far off. It's been about 2 months or so since we've been started on the project, and it kind of overlapped Mick's album. He was making his own solo album, so he's been working on his project a little bit, and but he's finished now. So we're going to just be full steaming ahead. And
do you show up in his solo album?
I played the piano.
Okay.
On this song called "Save Me Tonight," and there's another song, "I Just Want to Hold You," which is a great track. Great track. I got a piano part in there too, but. Hopefully the album will come out, I don't know, Labor Day.
Okay.
If I can hand it in on time. It's been a long time since I put out a studio record.
It's true. That whole experience in Russia was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible. It really was.
You going back?
I'd like to. It's tough to go because they don't pay.
They give it to you in iron ore, don't they? You get your residuals. And
they might as well, because when you get paid in rubles, you can't take the rubles out, and you can't buy anything with the rubles there. There's nothing to buy. But I mean, just the people alone, that's where the payback was. The people are just so great. They love pop music. They love everything about, young people over here. They're fascinated with our way of life.
And when they look at you, they're seeing America.
I think they're seeing New York is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them didn't understand my English. Yeah, что? A lot of that. I study English. I don't know your dialect.
What is it? It's a nice day. I want to ask you a very basic question about songwriting. Mick was saying that he writes best on demand. He'll demand of himself, and it will come. Mm-hmm. With you, Do you, when it comes out of the air, do you write it down? How do your tunes come?
It comes all different ways. Sometimes, I think, to tell you the truth, it comes in a dream, because I don't dream. I know people dream stories.
Yeah.
You know, somebody was chasing me, or I was flying, or I was swimming. I dream abstractions. I dream in music, and what happens is 4:30 in the morning, I wake up. This is great. This is incredible. It's so good. I don't have to even write it down. I know I'll remember it. Then I'll go back to sleep. And 8 o'clock, I will have woken up and forgotten.
I know you ticked.
Yeah, I'm really ticked. I said, I should have written this down. I should have written this down. But what happens is, when I'm trying to write, sometimes what we would call inspiration, I think, is the reoccurrence of a dream that's been in there. And when it comes really, really fast, and it's a great idea, and it's almost complete, and you go, I don't know where that came from. I think it was in there all the time, and it just reoccurred to you. That's a lot of the way I do writing. It's just, they're just dreams that reoccur.
And trust in yourself to somehow it will come out.
Yeah, I don't mean the lyrics are there. I mean musically and rhythmically and sound-wise.
Yeah.
You know, part of the sonic part of it is there. Lyrically, I got to sit down and you know, pound it out. I'm not a message guy.
Well, in fact, you are a message guy. You know what? Because if you sit back and you look at your body of work, and you just study it, just look at listen to the words, let music come over you, you reveal a lot about yourself over the course of your work. And you can't help it not.
Well, you could do that. I can't really sit there and analyze my own stuff.
Too close?
I'm able to. You know, when I'm working on a particular project, then I'm into it, you know, hammer and tongs. And by the time I'm done with it, I really don't go into the self-analysis. I say, I've done it, okay, if it feels good, great. Next. And I don't spend a lot of time thinking about me. Everybody else does.
Okay. Okay, there's one final question. We got to deal with this. It's a hard subject. It's a very difficult subject, but we got to deal with it. Chicago Cubs. Cubs. They're going to win the whole thing. It won't be the Mets. It won't be the Yanks. Is that correct? Oh, I need it.
Come on, I'm from New York. What are you kidding me? No, the Mets are going to do it.
Who will they play in the series?
Too soon to tell you the truth.
It'll be the Jays, right?
That'd be nice. I'd like to see an intercontinental series. Sure, definitely. That'd be great.
But it will be the Mets.
I'm going to say the Mets. I mean, I was hoping the Yankees would come through too. They stink this year.
Who knew?
But we'll see.
Thanks a ton.
Days when I go fishing, I mean, it's like I got to just throw myself into it completely. And after a day of fishing, I don't want to go sing. I'll be screaming my head off on the boat. I won't have any voice left.
No, that's true.
So next time we come back, I think I'm going to try to do it. And, you know, I take a day and just, okay, that's fish day.